What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today I have another video in our 2022 NBA Draft Player Breakdown series. Today we're going to be going over Ohio State big man EJ Liddell. EJ is someone who developed into one of the better college basketball players throughout his time in college. Now he's deciding to test the draft process. Looks like he should be a first round pick. So this should be a good video. We'll talk about his strengths, his weaknesses, all that. But more importantly, I want to hear what you guys have to say about EJ. So make sure you leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of his game, where he'll be picked, who he should get picked by, all that. Leave those thoughts in the comment section below. And with that being said, let's get into the video. So just kind of a quick intro to EJ Liddell. EJ Liddell is a 6'7", 240-pound forward who is originally out of Illinois but decided to play college basketball at Ohio State, where he developed into one of the best players in college basketball in his time there. His freshman season, he came off the bench for them, just kind of played a role for the team, kind of did his thing, but wasn't a huge impact guy. His sophomore year is where he really burst onto the scene in terms of college basketball, as well as getting onto NBA teams' radar. There he averaged about 16 and 7 a game, decided to test the draft process after the season, didn't quite get the feedback he wanted, and decided to come back for his junior year of college basketball. In his junior season, he averaged about 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks a game, became one of the best players in college basketball, and really solidified himself as a potential first-round pick. If he would have came out as a sophomore, he's probably looking at second round, maybe undrafted, somewhere in that range. But by coming back from that junior year, solidified himself in that first round. And I think it was a decision that really paid off for him. And now we'll see, I guess, how this pays off for him in terms of where he gets selected and how his NBA career progresses from here. So now kind of looking at the strengths of EJ Liddell. EJ is a very intriguing prospect, and I think it all starts really with his frame. He's 6'7", 240 pounds, and he's just someone who is physically ready for the NBA. He's someone who can take the punishment of the NBA. He can step into an NBA game right now, and you don't have to worry about him physically holding up or physically getting abused by other players. He can handle it, and he can also dish it out at times. He's someone who reminds me body-wise or physically-wise of Grant Williams, who we're seeing play a lot of valuable minutes for the Boston Celtics in this year's playoffs. Someone who's just a little undersized in terms of frame, but has that weight, has that strength, and someone who just has a presence. You feel him at all times, it seems like, when he's in the game. Now, offensively, EJ is someone who, in college, really started his offense with his ability to play with his back to the basket and score in the post. He's someone who, like we talked about, is really physical, could get really good position on a lot of people. It was a tough matchup for college teams because there wasn't a lot of guys you could put on him that matched up with him well. And so in the paint is where he really started and kind of was the base for his offense. He's someone who could score with both hands, really liked to go to that right hand jump hook, and had a really soft touch. He's someone who you could tell has kind of that little push floater that you see some big guys shoot these days. And just overall, soft touch, can score in the post. But he was much more than that. He's someone who can shoot the ball, especially in that mid-range area. I really liked him in pick and pop situations when he'd float to kind of that 18-foot area and catch it there, where he seemed to almost be money from mid-range there. But what I really liked about it, and you can see in some of these clips, is his ability to attack closeouts there. He could put the ball on the floor and get to the hoop and finish there, where, again, he could use his physicality, finish through contact, and kind of just get guys off of him. But, again, that mid-range area is where he seemed to just always knock down mid-range jump shots. And then this last year in college is where he really developed a three ball. He's someone who has always been a good free throw shooter, always had good form, shot his free throws at about 74 to 75%, somewhere in there for his college career, but really stepped out and can knock down the three ball at 37% this last year. And like I said, he's got good form. He's someone who I could see at the NBA level in pick and pop situations, catch and shoot situations. He could be a 40% type guy or near that, and someone who you can't leave open because he's capable of knocking it down. Now, defensively, there is a lot to like with EJ. Again, it all kind of stems from that physicality and his presence that he brings. His last year in college, he was able to average 2.5 blocks a game, which was really impressive for someone at only 6'7". And so he's just got a good IQ. He's got a good feel of where guys are going. He knows how to rotate. He knows how to help. He knows how to do a lot of those little things and put himself in good positions. So while he may not be the most athletic guy or the quickest guy or the highest jumper, he's someone who just knows how to play basketball, knows how to put himself in the right spots, and has great timing. And I think he's someone who could easily hold up and find a position to play defensively at the NBA level. In terms of weaknesses, I think EJ has a few weaknesses that could potentially hold him back at the NBA level. One being is just that he's an undersized format at 6'7", 240 pounds. 6'7" is just, it's on the shorter side for four guys. It's going to be a question defensively of exactly who he can match up with. Is he quick enough to guard some of these more mobile four guys? Does he have the foot speed to keep up on switches? Those are going to be some question marks for him that he's going to have to answer at the NBA level. Another thing he's going to have to work on is he's just going to have to become more consistent and more willing of a three-point shooter. He was streaky in his time at college. I think he's going to have to, at the NBA level, be closer to that 40% three-point percentage than he was early in his college career, where he was in the lower 30s. And so going to have to clean that up, going to have to get better at that. And then lastly, I think he's going to have to improve his ball handling and his playmaking ability, especially on those short roll situations. I think we could see him a lot in kind of that Draymond Green short roll situation where you're going to the hoop, you got a 4-on-3, and you got to be a playmaker in that situation. And so I think he's going to have to improve his ability to put the ball on the deck, as well as his ability to pass out of those situations. And so those are some areas I think he's going to have to work on, improve on, if he really wants to stick and be a high impact guy at the NBA level. Overall, I think EJ is an interesting prospect. I think, like I kind of said in the video, he reminds me a little bit of Grant Williams in terms of just being an undersized kind of four guy that is really physical, capable of guarding some of these modern day fours and just getting under them and being physical with them and making his presence known. Offensively, he's never going to be a go-to offensive guy, but if he can knock down that three ball at a high percentage, teams just can't leave you open and let them catch and shoot threes all day. And so I think he's someone who could have a very high impact at the NBA, especially on winning teams, playoff teams. I think he can be very valuable for. And so we'll see. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of EJ, his game, all that. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys later.